What first seemed like just an emergency alert quickly turned into something much bigger, as if with every passing hour the world reinvented itself in chaos. After the official message, routine became a distant memory, and the notion of normality vanished like smoke from a fire no one could control. The most disturbing detail wasn't just the noise of the streets or the screams of the neighbors, but the silence between those sounds. That strange emptiness that makes us realize order is truly gone. And when order falls, every decision turns into rare currency, capable of buying you a few more minutes of survival or condemning you to your next breath. The first night was a spectacle of dark irony. Windows, once glowing with soap operas and reality shows, now trembled with the shadows of neighbors hammering planks in a desperate attempt to hold back the inevitable. The contrast was absurd. Some still laughed, calling it mass hysteria, while others tested improvised weapons, turning broomsticks into spears and frying pans into shields. It felt like we were trapped in a mix of apocalypse and stand-up comedy, where tragedy and laughter walked side by side. And in this scenario, the transformation became intimate. Suddenly, the danger wasn't just outside. It invaded the mind, corroded trust, and put every relationship to the test. Families argued over whether to flee or lock themselves in. Friends split between believing the alert or dismissing it as exaggeration. And there, in the heart of every home, the cruelest doubt was born. Who would you save if you only had one chance? That question was no longer theoretical. It was practical, bloody, urgent. Meanwhile, the streets turned into a surreal stage. At every corner, a portrait of decay. Pharmacies looted as if vitamins held the key to eternity. Markets ripped apart in search of any forgotten can, and of course memes still spreading, mocking the chaos in real time. This mix of panic and humor revealed a hidden truth: our inability to take the end of the world seriously until it knocks on our own door. And then came the most unexpected impact: the transformation of the human body. It wasn't just violence. It wasn't just hysteria. Reports multiplied, people collapsing and then moving again in impossible ways, like puppets in a grotesque show. The first recordings went viral within minutes, but they didn't spark compassion. They generated clicks, likes, and shares. Tragedy had become entertainment, as if the line between real life and digital content had vanished for good. Now think with me. What happens when an entire society loses its sense of truth? When every video is treated as a joke, every alert as fake news, and every tear as a spectacle? The danger wasn't only in the streets. It was in the inability to recognize that the threat was real. That revelation was the most painful because it showed the fall wasn't just physical, it was mental. And if you think that was the limit, wait until you hear the next detail. At the height of the chaos, cell phones vibrated again. Only this time, the message wasn't cold, wasn't bureaucratic. It was ironic. Zombie alert, update available. As if the system itself had decided to join in the grim joke, mixing tragedy with digital humor. The impact of that phrase was devastating because it revealed something even scarier. If there's an update, then there's continuity. The end wasn't a single event. It was a series with no forecast to conclude. At that point, people began to understand, or at least to feel, that there was no going back. The collapse wasn't just about zombies, but about how we reacted to them. Some ran, others laughed, others simply froze, unable to process the avalanche of fear and irony crashing down around them. That mixture, that confusion, was the cruelest revelation of all. The real enemy might not just be out there, but inside every decision we make. And that's why I want you to realize, every choice at the beginning of this journey shaped who would continue and who would be remembered as nothing more than background noise in the apocalypse. This impact isn't just fiction, it's metaphor, because even before the world crumbled, our society already showed cracks. The only difference is that now they're exposed, raw, without makeup, without filters. If you've made it this far, drop a comment. I'm on this journey too, so I know you feel this weight. And more than that, hit the like button and subscribe, because the next chapter will dive even deeper. We'll explore not only the attacks and the burning streets, but also what happens when trust between people shatters completely, when survival forces us to choose between solidarity and selfishness. And I guarantee what comes next is even more disturbing.